Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready to dive into some really cool stuff about how to boost your metabolism.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to break down some myths about how our bodies work and what we can do to feel our best.
We're tackling an article today all about foods that can help boost metabolism and promote weight loss. So if you're looking to shed a few pounds and just feel more energized, you're in the right place.
It's not about fad diets or quick fixes. We're going to look at the science behind it all and talk about sustainable changes you can make to your diet.
Exactly. So let's start by understanding what metabolism actually is. I feel like people throw that word around all the time, but what's the real deal?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that gets oversimplified a lot. Think of metabolism as your body's internal engine. It's how your body converts the food you eat into energy. And just like a car needs the right fuel to run efficiently, your body needs the right nutrients.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just about calories in, calories out.
Right, it's more nuanced than that. There are a bunch of factors that influence how efficiently your metabolism works.
Like what? I've heard things like age and gender play a role.
Totally. Age, gender, even your genetics can influence your metabolic rate. And your body composition matters too. Like muscle burns more calories at rest than fat.
So it's not just about what we eat, but also about how our bodies are built and how they change over time.
Exactly. It's a complex interplay of lots of different factors.
Okay, but let's get to the food. This article talks about metabolism-boosting foods.
hmm
Is that really a thing, or is that just hype?
It's a bit of both, honestly. There's no single food that's going to magically rev up your metabolism and make you instantly lose weight.
Okay, so no magic bullet.
Nope. But certain foods can play a supporting role. It's about making long-term changes to your diet.
Got it. So no quick fixes.
Mm.
But what are the foods that can give our metabolism a little nudge in the right direction?
Well, the article talks a lot about protein.
Okay, yeah, protein is always a hot topic. But what makes it so special for boosting metabolism?
It all comes down to something called the thermic effect of food. It basically means that it takes more energy for your body to digest protein compared to carbs or fats.
Interesting. So you're saying our body burns more calories just processing protein?
Exactly. You burn significantly more calories digesting protein, about 20–30%, compared to only 5–10% for carbs and fats.
Wow, that's a pretty big difference. So loading up on protein means my body is working harder and burning more calories just to process it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, protein is like a metabolic workout for your body.
So we're talking like lean meats, fish, eggs, those kinds of things.
Yep, those are all great sources of protein, but don't forget about plant-based options too. Things like lentils, chickpeas, black beans, those are all fantastic sources of protein.
Oh, right. So whether you're a meat eater or a vegetarian, there are plenty of protein options out there. The article mentions some specific tips for getting more protein.
Yeah, they suggest trying to have a serving of protein with each meal. So you could have Greek yogurt or eggs for breakfast, lean meats or tofu at lunch, and then fish or lentils for dinner.
Got it. Make protein a priority at every meal. Okay, protein checked. But now onto the fun stuff. The article talks about spices that can actually fire up your metabolism. Tell me more about that.
Well, some spices can actually increase your metabolic rate, though the effects are usually temporary.
So it's not magic, but it can give our metabolism a little boost.
Exactly. It's like adding a little spice to your metabolic fire.
All right, I'm intrigued. What kind of spices are we talking about?
Well, cayenne pepper is a big one. You know, that fiery kick it has. It comes from a compound called capsaicin, and that capsaicin increases something called thermogenesis.
Thermogenesis, what's that?
It's basically the process of your body producing heat. And when your body produces more heat, it has to work harder to maintain its normal temperature.
Oh, so you're saying that process of regulating temperature actually burns calories?
Exactly. So it's not a huge calorie burn, but it can contribute to your overall energy expenditure.
So it's like turning up the thermostat on your internal engine. I like
Oh,
that.
yeah, it's a fun way to think about it. And then there's ginger. It's been used in traditional medicine for ages.
Yeah, I've heard that ginger is good for your metabolism too. But how does it work?
It doesn't directly boost your metabolism in the same way as cayenne pepper, but it can help with digestion.
Okay, so better digestion means your body can process nutrients more efficiently.
Exactly. And that indirectly supports a healthy metabolism.
Interesting. What about turmeric? Seems like turmeric is good for everything these days.
Right. It's super trendy, and for good reason. It's got this powerful compound called curcumin. And curcumin has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties.
Okay, I've heard about those.
hmm
But how do they relate to metabolism?
Well, the research is still ongoing, But turmeric's potential to reduce inflammation and support overall health could definitely play a role in keeping your metabolism running smoothly.
Got it. So it's more of an indirect benefit. Okay, so we've covered protein and spices. Now, the article also talks a lot about hydration.
Yeah, hydration is super important for so many things, including a healthy metabolism.
I know we're supposed to drink plenty of water, but how does that actually affect our metabolism?
Well, even mild dehydration can slow down your metabolic rate.
Really? It's that important.
Yeah, water is involved in so many bodily functions, and that includes all the chemical processes that go into converting food into energy.
Okay, so think of water as the oil that keeps your metabolic engine running smoothly.
Exactly. You need it to keep everything lubricated and functioning properly.
Makes sense. But water can get kind of boring, to be honest. The article mentioned any other beverages that are good for hydration and metabolism.
Absolutely. So water should always be your foundation. But there are some other great options, like green tea is awesome.
Yeah, I love green tea.
It's packed with antioxidants called catechins.
Catechins.
They're these powerful compounds that can help boost metabolism. They can increase the activity of an enzyme that breaks down fat.
Well, that's cool. And what about coffee? I'm a huge coffee drinker. Does that count?
Coffee can definitely provide a temporary metabolic boost thanks to the caffeine, but moderation is key. Too much caffeine can have negative effects.
Yeah, everything in moderation, right?
Exactly.
Okay, any other contenders in the hydration category?
Herbal teas are a great option. Things like peppermint, ginger, chamomile, those are all hydrating and they can have additional health benefits too.
I love a good cup of chamomile tea before bed.
And if plain water is getting a little boring, try infusing it with some fruit or herbs like cucumber, lemon, mint. Those can all add a little flavor and make it more appealing.
That's a great tip. I'm
Yep.
definitely going to try that. All right, so we've covered protein, spices, and hydration. Now, on to the last category. The article calls them superfoods.
Oh yeah, superfoods are basically nutritional powerhouses. They're jam-packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all the good stuff.
And they can give our metabolism an extra boost.
Yeah, they can help stabilize blood sugar, provide sustained energy, and create a more efficient metabolic environment.
Okay, so which superfoods does the article recommend for boosting metabolism? I'm ready to stock up my fridge.
Well, we've already talked about lean proteins, but we got to add some leafy greens to the mix.
Like spinach, kale, broccoli.
Exactly. Those are all nutrient-dense superstars.
Okay, I love adding those to my smoothies. What other superfoods are on the list?
Well, blueberries are amazing. They're like little antioxidant bombs.
They're so good.
And then there's almonds. They provide healthy fats, fiber, protein. It's the trifecta.
Almonds are definitely one of my favorite snacks.
And then we can't forget avocados.
Okay, I'm sold. Avocados are my weakness.
They're packed with healthy fats, those monounsaturated fats that are so good for you, and they're full of essential vitamins and minerals.
Wow, this is a lot of great information. I'm feeling inspired to make some changes to my diet.
I know, right? It's exciting to think about all the delicious possibilities.
Before we get to the practical application of all this, let's recap what we've learned about metabolism-boosting foods. Okay, let's do a quick recap. We busted that myth about magic metabolism-boosting foods right out of the gate.
Yeah, no magic bullets, unfortunately. It's really about those sustainable dietary changes that'll support your metabolism over the long haul.
And we dug into the science of why protein is such a VIP when it comes to stoking that metabolic fire.
Right, that thermic effect really gets your body working.
And then we got into all those awesome spices, how cayenne pepper, ginger, and turmeric can each contribute to a healthy metabolism. I never thought about spices that way before.
I know, right? They're not just about flavor.
And then, of course, we can't forget about hydration. Water is so essential. But it was cool to learn about how green tea and even coffee in moderation, of course, can offer some extra perks too.
Yeah, those can be great additions to a healthy hydration routine.
And then we got into all those superfoods, all those nutrient powerhouses like leafy greens, blueberries, almonds, avocados. I'm getting hungry just thinking about them.
Me too. And they're not just delicious, they can really make a difference in how your metabolism functions.
This is all so interesting. But before we get to the part where we actually, put all of this into practice, is there anything else we should keep in mind? Like, does the article talk about any other lifestyle stuff that might be important?
Oh, totally. One thing they emphasize is how you prepare your food. Like grilling, baking, or steaming are generally going to be healthier options than frying.
That makes sense. You don't want to add a bunch of extra fat and calories.
Exactly. It's not just about what you're eating, but how you're cooking it.
Speaking of fats, the article also mentions healthy fats. But I always thought we were supposed to avoid fats if we were trying to lose weight.
That's a really common misconception, but healthy fats are actually really important for a well-functioning metabolism.
Really?
Yeah, think about things like avocados, almonds, olive oil. Those all have those monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. They help you feel full, support hormone production, and even help your body absorb certain nutrients.
Wow, okay. So not all fats are created equal. It's about choosing the right ones. But won't the extra calories from even healthy fats work against you if you're trying to lose weight?
That's a great question. Fats are definitely calorie dense, but they also play a big role in regulating those hunger and satiety hormones.
So you're saying that if you eat healthy fats, you're less likely to overeat.
Exactly. When you include those healthy fats in your diet, you're less likely to get those crazy cravings and those energy crashes that can lead to overeating.
So it's about finding that balance, not being afraid of fats, but choosing the right kinds of fats and incorporating them in a smart way.
Exactly. It's all about nourishing your body with a variety of nutrient-rich foods. And healthy fats definitely have a place at the table.
Okay, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But we've talked a lot about the food choices. Are there any other lifestyle factors that come into play when it comes to metabolism? Like, I'm assuming exercise is part of the equation, right?
Oh, absolutely. Regular exercise is super important. And the article actually recommends doing both cardio and strength training.
Okay, so like running or swimming for cardio,
Mm.
and then weightlifting or body weight exercises for strength training.
Exactly. They both have different benefits for your metabolism. Cardio helps you burn calories during the activity, while strength training helps build muscle mass.
And we already talked about how muscle burns more calories at rest, so it's like a win-win.
Totally. It's all about finding activities that you enjoy and can stick with consistently. It's not about going crazy with intense workouts every now and then.
It's about making movement a regular part of your life.
Exactly. It's about creating a lifestyle that works for you and that you can sustain over time.
I love that. It's not a quick fix, it's a lifestyle change.
And consistency is key.
Okay, consistency over intensity, got it. This is all so eye-opening. Before we wrap up, is there anything else from the article that we haven't talked about yet?
You know, one thing that really stood out to me was their emphasis on patience.
Patience.
Yeah, they really stress that there's no quick fix when it comes to boosting metabolism and achieving lasting weight loss. It takes time, and it's important to be kind to yourself throughout the process.
It's so true. We live in a world of instant gratification. But real change, like lasting change, takes time and effort.
Right. It's about focusing on those small victories along the way and celebrating every step forward.
That's such a great reminder. It's not about reaching some arbitrary goal overnight. It's about those little daily habits that add up over time and eventually lead to big results.
Absolutely. And remember, it's not just about a number on the scale. It's about how you feel energized, confident, healthy. That's what really matters.
I love that. It's about feeling good in your own skin at any size.
Hmm.
So we've covered a ton of ground today, from the science of metabolism to specific foods, cooking techniques, and lifestyle changes that can support a healthier metabolism. Before we go, let's do a quick recap of those key takeaways.
Yeah.
All right, let's recap what we've learned today. We talked about how there's no magic bullet when it comes to boosting metabolism.
Right. It's all about making those sustainable changes, the kind of stuff you can stick with for the long haul.
And protein is like the MVP of metabolism.
Totally. That thermic effect is no joke. Your body has to work harder to process it.
And then we talked about all those awesome spices, how cayenne pepper, ginger, and turmeric can actually help out your metabolism.
It's pretty cool, right? Those little things can actually make a difference.
And hydration. Super important. We can't forget that one. Water is always best, but green tea and even coffee in moderation can give you a little extra boost.
Yep. It's all about finding what works for you.
And then there are those superfoods, those nutrient powerhouses, like leafy greens, blueberries, almonds, avocados. It's making me hungry all over again.
Right. So many delicious options out there.
Okay, so we talked about food, but we also talked about how you prepare your food, like steaming or baking instead of frying.
Yeah, those little things can make a big difference in the long run.
And we busted that myth about all fats being bad,
Healthy fats are your friend.
as long as you choose the right ones. Okay, and then we talked about mindful eating,
Paying attention to those hunger cues and really savoring your food.
and of course, exercise.
Gotta move that body.
I feel like I've learned so much. Is there anything else the article talked about that we should touch on?
Oh, yeah, there was one more thing. They really stressed the importance of finding support.
Support.
Yeah, like don't be afraid to reach out to a doctor or a registered dietitian for help. They can give you personalized advice and create a plan that works for you.
That's a great point. Sometimes it helps to have a professional in your corner.
And there are a ton of resources out there, like books, websites, apps. But do your research and choose ones that are reliable.
And don't underestimate the power of community.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, share your goals with friends or family. Find a workout buddy or join a support group. It can really help with motivation and accountability.
That's so true. It's always easier when you have people cheering you on. Okay, so as we wrap up this awesome deep dive into metabolism-boosting foods and strategies, I have one last question for you. If you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about your diet to support your metabolism better, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. For me, I think it would be making sure I get enough protein with every meal. It's such a simple change, but it makes a huge difference in how I feel. My energy levels are more stable and I feel fuller, longer. Plus, I know my metabolism is working its magic.
I love that. Protein power. For me, it would probably be drinking more water.
Oh yeah, staying hydrated is so important.
I know, I know. I just forget sometimes. But I bet if I was more consistent with my water intake, I'd feel so much better.
Even those small changes can make a big difference.
So true. It's all about progress, not perfection.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. We're all in this together.
So to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive has given you some inspiration and some actionable steps to boost your metabolism and reach your health goals.
Nourishing your body with delicious metabolism-boosting foods is a wonderful way to feel amazing. And remember, healthy habits are a journey, not a destination.
Until next time, happy eating, everyone.